Alright guys, so this is me, some cash from Wine Jam. So we're just at the Oregon wine tasting. So it's Washington State as well. It's going to be quite exciting to see what kind of wines they've been producing. I know there's quite a few that they've brought out recently, which I've been really happy with. I think even at Robinson Wine Tasting there was Oregon wines that really stood out even in that one. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what wines I come across today. So here's Washington State in the top left corner of the United States. So this was a really nice textured map which showed the outline of all the wine regions that they were showing off in this trade tasting. Underwood is a wine company that I wanted to try for a while, with wines in a can supposedly becoming more popular in the US. I just wanted to see what kind of quality of wine you were getting in the can. And to be absolutely fair, the Pinot Noir and Rosé kind of fall quite flat. The Pinot Gris does a little bit better with some floral aromas and some green fruit hints there, but it's actually not even, I'd say, good enough for sort of your entry-level wines that you'd get from any other wine company. So I don't quite know what this is really moving forward into. I expected a lot more actually in these wines to show off at least something unique about their wines, but it's fallen flat on my review. There was also some nice sparkling wines coming out of Washington State as well, like this Champagne Noir. Elk Clove Vineyards, their Riesling and their Pinot Gris, I thought they stood out a little bit more than the others just because they had slightly more blood orange and orange flavours that were coming from their wine, so I thought I'd give them a mention. My top range were the two vintners. The entire range from their Grenache to their Zinfandel were really quite interesting. I thought they had a lot more acidity in their wines, but there's so much more freshness and so much more flavour that comes out. Yeah, obviously you'll see quite a few different wines that I've tasted. I thought a lot of them were kind of restrained, needed a couple of more years, but there was some really interesting wines there. But it was like I come across one particular wine, tasted it, and it's just the dregs at the bottom, so it had a lot of oxygen to it, and then when I tasted it when it was brand new, kind of open bottle, there was a huge difference between the two. So that was my only sort of downer about it, was that I didn't really get to taste wines that I thought could have been a bit more positive to me. But the whites were showing up. There was one particular wine that I thought was amazing, kind of higher acidity, but the flavours were definitely there. Sometimes that gets, you know, out in the cold. So yeah, really good tasting, and you'll see me back with more wine tasting.